are back at Ramblin' Rose's house. As you can see, we are off trail, and we are permanently off trail. This is an update of our trip, so I just wanted to update everybody and kind of inform you what went on, what we learned, why we're off trail, what led up to that, and then go from there. So basically, we really enjoyed ourselves on the trail. We learned a lot of lessons from the trail, from the people we ran into, from the hostel owners, from the when we stayed at shelters. We learned many things from other hikers, tricks and tips and everything. So we learned a lot. We learned a lot about ourselves and about each other, and those lessons will go on forever, and they're just rich with what we've learned. So the next thing is, what led up to, well, let me volley over to Ramblin' Rose. Is there anything that you want to talk about specifically on that, or on the lessons learned?
Well, I think one of the things that we had talked about on our drive home was that, everybody had said in the beginning, it's all a mind game, it's whatever, and we've discovered that it's more than a mind game. Hiking a trail is tough, and it was hard. And it's not just a mind game, it's very physical too as well. And there was big physical challenges because on our last day when we made our decision, it wasn't really a bad day for myself. It was a hard day for both of us. And it was hard because of multiple reasons. We were dealing with heat, we were dealing with humidity, we were dealing with bug bites, we were dealing with a rough terrain. We had to climb rocks,
Walls,
literally climbing walls and rocks, which was fun, but in those circumstances and conditionings, it was really, really hard. And on that day, we, had a couple incidences of, falls and rain and lack of water because there was a limited amount of water, and we were having a hard time. And then the water that was available didn't look real good for filtering, so we were dealing with dehydration. So the mind game didn't come into play on this at all.
Nope.
On this day. What came into play on this day was that it was really tough. And the realization that, it's only going to get harder, and that we, we're dealing with a lot of that, was, I think, probably our biggest lesson that we learned was that, it's a misnomer to go out there and say, oh, it's all a mind game. Well, if you'll read A Walk in the Woods from Grandma Gatewood, it was the same thing, same thought she had too. And her whole book, the whole reason why she decided to hike the Appalachian Trail, which was my springboard book for one of the reasons for wanting to hike the trail, was that she had read in a doctor's office in a National Geographic magazine that it was just a walk in the woods. Well, it is not just a walk in the woods. The Appalachian Trail really is a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work, and there's a lot of factors that come into play on that. And it's not just a mind game, and it's not just the trail itself, the toughness of the trail. It's the weather, it's the gear, it's the people out there. There is a whole list of things out there that has to be taken in consideration when you do consider to go out and hike the Appalachian Trail. Now, in light of that, we both thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. Kicked our butts, really did. It really kicked our butts, but we enjoyed our time out there. It was probably the best experience I've ever had in hiking. And despite the hard days and the bad days, there was a whole host of really good days, and it was beautiful. And
we met really neat people.
Oh, we did. The culture and the people that are out there and stuff. And so I don't regret doing any of it all. And the question's been put to me: would you do it again? And I think I would.
I think I would start earlier in the season, to get ahead of the weather. And I think I would rather deal with the cold than the heat and the bugs. And but I will say that the physical challenges I think would be exponent. Well, it depends on where you are in the trail. Yeah, lots of things were learned on that trail. The terrain of climbing, I mean, we literally scaled walls, and people who are out there right now that's gone from New Jersey to New York understand that totally. People that went through Pennsylvania totally get that. North Carolina, there's jump offs, jump ups, which I mean, they weren't difficult, but they definitely were technical.
And the thing is that we got off trail in New York, and so we didn't even make it to the Whites and the harder part at the end. And I knew without a doubt that it was going to be more of that than what we experienced ourselves. And it wasn't that we couldn't do it. I fully feel that we could have done it. It was just that we were to a point that we felt we had done enough.
Yeah.
You know, and we had completed our hike, and that was our saying whenever people would ask us and stuff, and we would tell them we're on a through hike, and we're going to through hike until we're through hiking.
Yep.
And so this was at the point that we were through hiking.
Definitely. And then the reason that what led up to us getting off the trail was for me, not so much Ramblin' Rose, but for me, I tried bug patches, natural bug repellent, bug repellent with DEET. I tried everything on the market to repel the bugs, and nothing worked. And the other issue was I could not keep up with my hydration. I drank 5 liter bottles of water with electrolytes in them, and I still was profusely sweating. So it would have been a very difficult situation to continue in that with the heat and the humidity for me. And so I actually made the decision to, I was done. And then Ramblin' Rose said she was done too. But I probably had that initial need to get off trail. So what's the plans for the future? Will we stop backpacking? No. We both love backpacking. It was such an awesome experience that we both are going to continue backpacking. I will continue backpacking even now in California area. There's lots of trails out there that I would like to actually complete, and some long trails that I would like to complete that aren't 2,200 miles long. So yes, there'll be more backpacking in the future. We'll be doing more vlogs in the future about that. So we just wanted to thank all our viewers for watching and supporting us. And we appreciate your feedback. We appreciate all the lessons that we learned.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. We both plan on to continue hiking.
So we wish you all the best luck out there. For you those that are still on the trail, we're rooting for T-Rex. She's almost finished with Pennsylvania. Can't wait to see your picture at Katahdin. And we're also rooting for Shade and Moxie. That was our Tramily and Mama Squirrel. They're doing fantastic out there. Mama Squirrel's almost finished with her injuries. Both T-Rex and Shade are finished with their injuries and back on trail, so we're really rooting for you girls to be out there and get that picture taken at the end of Katahdin. So we all wish you the best. God bless.
Yeah, God bless you.
That's it.
Okay.